Hello friends, today we are going to talk about Nariño, Colombia. It is an interesting place to visit in Colombia. We are Jennifer, William and me, Claudia. Okay, in Nariño I recommend different activities. For example, a black and white carnival, boat ride in the La Cocha Lake. You can visit interesting places, for example, Green Lake, La Cocha Lake, Las Lajas Shrine, Tumaco Beach, and you try eat typical food, for example, roasted guinea pig, lapingachos, and fritada. For example, an interesting place in Nariño is Green Lake. This lake is located in the crater of a sulfural volcano. Its lake has an altitude of 3,800, is located in Túcares, and about the color is down to the concentration of sulfur in contain the volcanic activity. The nature in this place is amazing. They are frailejones. You can enjoy fresh air and enjoy a landscape. It's beautiful. How to get to visit this beautiful place? The pathway is easy. From Pasto, you can travel for 2 hours until Túcares, and from Túcares you start hiking for 3 hours until Green Lake. Remember, use gloves and jacket and waterproof because the temperature is 6 degrees. The typical food. The typical dishes is roasted guinea pig. Is very delicious. It's delicious. But the people say that this animal is very tender, but the flavor is delicious. Other recipe is lapingachos. Lapingachos is yellow potato mashed with pork or chicken. And other recipe is fry pork pastuso. It is with popcorn or potato. Is too delicious.
Black and White Carnival, a festival of traditional color, is a traditional festival from Pasto. Remember, Pasto is a capital city of the department of Nariño. It's known as the unique carnival with purely indigenous roots. Its origin, between 1880 and 1890, is due to the fact that indigenous groups celebrate the harvest. A year later, parts from Spain and African pirates were included. Carnival was created due to the cultural mixture after the independence of Colombia. Since 2009 is part of UNESCO World Cultural Heritage. Takes place every year from the 2nd to the 7th of January. Carnival is famous because of local artisans made amazing giant figures which sometimes talk about the political problems of Colombia or the world, or sometimes about representative character of the Colombian culture. Carnival has two parts. The first one is known pre-carnival. Pre-carnival takes place since 28 until 31 of December. There you can find a lot of activities. For example, street painting with chalk. In this slide, you can appreciate the process to create magnificent and some draw all the people help to create. Also, you can find Bici Carnival. It's activity about ride a bicycle to the main street of the city. Other activity is a parade of all year. All year is a creation from the Pastusa people which talk about the problematic Colombian culture or representative character of the year. This last one activity is a parade vintage car. This day, the Carnival Queens begins the festival. There you can see a lot of cars or bicycle or motorcycle in a good condition and vintage condition. The second part is a carnival. It begins with the Castañeda family parade. A homemade parade filled with dancers and group dresses in a costumes from previous century reenacting the arrival of the generous Castañeda family to Pasto, whose freed more than 100 slaves after their midwife died. The next day is a celebrated the Game of Black or Day of Black. There, everyone paint their face a little bit of black paint to celebrate of humanity, where races, social classes, and economic difference doesn't matter. That date was the only free day of the year for the slaves to do anything whatever they wanted. The Magno Day, or Day of White, is the last day of the carnival, and the city is covered in white powder and fantasy light parades walking around the city. The last day is the bigger party of the city. You can find a lot of people around the streets. People drink a lot of alcohol, people eat traditional food and enjoy the celebration. Now I will talking about Tumaco or Tierra de Adentro. Is other place very interesting and funny from Nariño. Has 5,000 meters of altitude, is located in Pacific region. Its surface is 3,760 kilometers square and has 50,000 people in the place. Tumaco has a lot of interesting information. For example, the real name is San Andrés de Tumaco and is the pearl of the Pacific of Colombia, named after a discovery of the largest precious pearl found in the world. Its temperature is between 27 and 28 degrees Celsius. Its name means burial land and it was made by Tumapais indigenous tribu. Tumaco has a maritime port that is considered the third most important in the country and the second on the Colombian Pacific coast. There are beautiful and important mangroves. It is located 300 kilometers from Pasto on the road to the sea. In the municipal seat of Tumaco is Playa del Morro with its natural arch, a place of great tourist boom surrounded by hotels, restaurants and dance halls. 30 minutes by boat by sea or river is Boca Grande Beach. There you can find a lot of attraction. For example, the sighting of humpback whales between mid-June and mid-October, or you can bird watching.
Now I am about the La Laja Santuario. This is a beautiful place to visit in Nariño, close to Ipiales, especially if you are of the Catholic religion. The sanctuary is located on the Guaitaira River Canyon. It is a jewel of architecture and religion and our country. Nuestra Señora de las Lajas has many devotees because of our miracles since 17th century. The current building, built at the beginning of the 20th century, made up of a chapel dating from the 18th century and is a grey and white stone church in the neo-Gothic style, an imitation of the 14th century Gothic, composed of three naves built on a stone bridge, two arches that cross over the river and serve an atrium or plaza for the basilica, connected it to the other side of the canyon. The height of the temple from its base to the tower is 100 meters, and the bridge measures 50 meters high by 70 meters wide and 20 meters long. The currently accepted history tells how around 1754 the image of the Virgin of del Rosario was discovered by an indigenous woman named Maria Mueces with Rosa, her little daughter. When they were going from Ipiales to their house in Potosí, upon seeing Tenselves, surprised by a storm, Maria and her daughter sought refuge on the side of the road among the cavities formed by the flat and white stone or huge natural slab, lajas, that characterize that area of the river canyon. To the mother's surprise, the girl, who until then was considered deaf-mute, calls her attention with the words, "Mommy, the mestiza is calling me," pointing to the painting surely illuminated suggestively by lighting. After the authorities and the inhabitants of the region verified the truth of the events, which were qualified as prodigies by the ecclesiastical authorities on September 15, 74, the place became a reference for the entire region, including northern Ecuador, and proceeded to build the sanctuary. You can see inside the church the image of the Virgin of the Rosario, Nuestra Señora de las Lajas, and you can visit outside the church the statement of Maria Mueces with Rosa, her daughter. Let's enjoy the La Cocha Lake. This is a beautiful place. It's located to 20 kilometers the urban area of Pasto. It is a large reservoir of glacial origin, the second largest natural body of water in Colombia, after the Lake La Tota. The lake occupies 40 kilometers of area with 25 kilometers of length. It has the Corota Island. This place has many tourist activities like boating on the lake. Visit the island of Corota when you can appreciate abundant fauna and flora native. You can also fish the rainbow trout and then enjoy a delicious plate of fried trout with bananas and rice. You can enjoy the weather and the landscape of a big lake surrounded by mountains. And finally, don't miss the opportunity to meet of the local people of the shores of the lake, descendants of the ancient indigenous culture such as the Quilasingans, who spoke Quechua.
In conclusion, Nariño is an amazing department. Enjoy all the cities and places there are, and don't forget taste of the traditional food and see the cuy. And the most important phrases in this place is adivinen de dónde soy y le regalamos un cuy. Thank you so much.